Yo, it's Boss. Yeah, we bringing you another one. Yeah, man. Been a while since we've been freestyle. So we go freestyle. We go open up the phones today. I miss you, Cowboy Nation. You know, we had Father's Day, OTAs, the mini camps, and you sometimes you putting out this content, you gotta be like, man, let's get back down to the nitty gritty. Let's get down to the people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the people that make this thing happen. Straight up. Cause we gonna be talking about something cool, man. That boy Brad Sham did his thing. I gotta be honest. Brad Sham did his thing. I love it when I'm listening to certain journalists and they measure that good old Kool-Aid. So I'ma treat Brad Sham like we treat Twitter. And sometimes when people get them tweets right, you ain't gotta add nothing to it. You just share it. That's all you do. You ain't no need. But I'ma add some flavor. You know me now. Yeah, man. So I can't wait to talk about this, man, because I think Brad Sham did his thing. He confirmed some things. We gonna definitely talk about it. So I really can't wait to open up the phone, because that's the best part of freestyle. When we open up the phones, we be hearing from the people, hearing y'all thoughts as we in that cool off period. We in purgatory. Now we waiting on the season, training camp. Now we waiting on these boys to put on these pizzads. You hear me? So, yeah, man. But into the end, we still got a lot of football to talk about, man. So today we gonna be bringing you old Sham. Brad Sham, and the measure Kool-Aid about the Dallas Cowboys future. I'll be right back. I see the people in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Yeah. Yeah, y'all know what it is, man. Finna bring y'all that thunder today, man. Let's go. I already see the Yoga Flames in the building. The Yoga Flames are in the building. It's BossCowboySports, and we back live. I see you. Yeah, man. All right, man. So, all right, let me say hello to the people first, man. That's always first on the list, man. So I see my boy Cole's in the house. I see you, big dog. Hold on real quick. Let me add you to the show real quick. Hold on. I'm having what my boy Law say, Murphy Law? Let me fix this real quick. I got it fixed. All right, let me try it again. All right, boom. Let me see. Did I get you? Let me get you, Cole. I'm gonna get you in there. Hey, we ain't starting the show until I get you on the show. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. You say, what up, my boy? Yeah, I got you in the show. What's up? And then Big Flocks, he say, what up? What it do, boss? What's going on, Big Flock? I'm chilling. Craig, I see you, man. Hold down Facebook for me. He said, what's going on, boss? I'm always doing good, Craig. And then I see y'all already coming in with the Yoga Flames. Yoga fire! Because we gonna be bringing y'all that measure Kool-Aid today, man. I'm telling you, man. Listen, Brad Sham, he did his thing, man. So listen, it's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. And so when I'm listening to the journalists and they just, man, you know, bringing that real substance, I get excited. So I'm gonna tease y'all a little bit, so y'all gotta stay around because I gotta first say hello. Craig, he said, yeah, I'm gonna hold down Facebook. I appreciate it, Craig. I know you got me over there, man. Make sure everybody acting right. You know what I'm saying? Kick them out if they tripping. You know how it go. Sugar Daddy say, what's up, guys? What's up, man? Good to see you. And then my boy Cole, man, who also got his own channel. Y'all make sure y'all support him as well. He say hit them likes, share, and sub when you come in, man. That's always good, man. Let me also start at the bottom. My girl True Vibes, she be really sharing the content on Twitter. I really appreciate you. I see you. You know, you doing your part to really support the nation and ideas that's gonna help us win 6. I see you, True. William Blackwell, you already know you bring that fire with the yoga flames. Fire. Craig got the boss with the yoga flames. Yeah, Craig. Yoga fire. And then Texas. Oh, we even got some Philly fans. We got Miss Bird Gang in the house. What's up, Miss Bird Gang? She bringing it with the she throwing up the fist. Yoga, we do the yoga flames up in here. My boy C, the day one. I gotta call C day one. C was in here when it was 2 people watching. My boy C been down from the beginning. And then we got B Bird in the house, man. I don't know what to call B Bird. I think I'm gonna call him the man of wisdom. All right, man. So we go get right into the content. Then we go take some calls, because I was listening to Brad Sham, and listening to Brad Sham, he is truly one of the godfathers when it comes down to the Dallas Cowboys. He is the John Madden when it comes down to the voice of the Cowboys nation. Yeah, my boy C say day one boss. Now, for real, day one. But I was listening, and then, you know, out of everybody, you know, because I listened to them all. I gotta say, just from listening over the years, I gotta say Brad Sham is also pretty consistent on his measured Kool-Aid. So I'm gonna kind of just jump right into it. Then we gonna start taking some calls in between some of these cuts as I narrate through what he's talking about. But I just love kind of like when you start getting confirmation of what you're seeing from people that you know you have never talked to at all. So that means your eyes are aligning with other people who watching this film and watching the Dallas Cowboys, because there's some good things that's gonna come from this. So let's check it out. I see you, Bird Gang, my boy.
And I'm really interested in the development of the tight end from Wisconsin. I think he had, don't misrepresent this or overstate it, but I think he has a lot of the elements of what Jason Witten had in his game. I'm not saying he's Witten, but when we first saw Witten, we didn't know he was Witten. So I think I'm interested to see him block. He does a lot of things that I think are very useful.
Yeah. And so when he was talking about, and that's why I told y'all, man, he to me measured his Kool-Aid, because I have never in my life talked to Brad Sham, never. And he said, quote, that I see a lot of Witten in Jake Ferguson. So those who have been following Boss Cowboy Sports know that's something I've been saying also day one. And it's not where we just jumping on Witten coattail and his NUTs. It's more so just about explaining what you see. Because I even put in the Boss Cowboy Guide, I'm gonna pause it. I said the first thing that I said was Jake Ferguson has a lot of Jason Witten vibes coming into the NFL. I said the exact same thing. And I've never talked to Brad Sham a day in my life. So it's one of those things to where we should get excited, because hold on real quick, my boy Bird Gang. Hold on, Bird Gang. Hey, Bird Gang. Hey, this is a side note. Bird Gang, we need to do a show so big dog. My boy say I'm still dying on that little meat energy. Look, yeah, little meat energy is a real thing. You know, and y'all know I'm totally against that. I explained that one day. that was something when we was having a debate. I had to check somebody for having little meat energy, and I just ain't with that. But anyway, but going back to Brad Sham, when you start looking at a potential tight end that has some of the similar traits, real traits, not manufactured traits, not traits where you trying to force, but it's really there. Because one of the things about Jake Ferguson, just real quick, who was also Law Nation's breakout player and my breakout player too, is he also is very sure-handed. And the very early years of Witten was very sure. So I'm just excited because I do think even though his measurables are very average, his football tape is good. Now, obviously, he's going to be a developmental tight end, but I'm just excited when I'm listening, and I'm going to show you more and more how when I was listening to Brad Sham, I was hearing a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about here on Boss Cowboy Sports and the final word. So real quick, let me take a call. We go pause real quick this, and then we go open up the phone lines already. Let's go ahead and get to it. So we got the phone lines open, man, and then we go listen to more of it. But I just want to take a pause in the presentation. Let's kind of, let's freestyle. And it don't have to be about what I'm talking about. It can be whatever y'all want to talk about. And anybody can call in. Bird Gang, you can call in. I don't care who called. This is a freestyle show. And when we freestyle and we open up the phones and we just go. You know what I'm saying? And now if y'all don't call in, I'm going to continue. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. So I got the phone line up at 941-942-2100. 941-942-2100. All right, so I'm going to continue because I don't see y'all calling in. Y'all getting all scared, I guess. But all right. But going back to the next thing that Sham was talking about that stood out. I'm still watching the phones, though. If y'all call in, then we'll get it popping. But going back to Brad Sham, let me go take this comment real quick. Yeah, and I think this is a very good comment, especially since we're freestyling. Craig said, I'm still concerned about our receivers. I think that's a legitimate concern. It's not going to take. Here we go. We got the calls coming in now. All right. Boss Cowboy Sports.
What's going on, boss? I was calling the wrong number, man. I know you look down your phone and say, God, dog, coach, why you calling the phone?
Hey, coach, I should have known you was going to be first, man. Come on now, let's go. What's on your mind?
Man, listen, man. I'm gonna throw something out to you, man. I'm spreading my ideas, man. I'm trying to help Kellen, man. And I try to hit every show to try to spread those ideas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You do.
So I hit Sky. Mm-hmm. He agreed. I hit Law.
Oh, you ain't gonna put no
pressure
on me.
Agree.
You see how he trying to put that pressure on me? I talked to Sky, he agreed. I talked to Law, he agreed. That don't mean I'm gonna agree, coach. Go ahead.
Kellen need to be in the booth. Kellen need to be in the booth. He's not no motivator. He's not nobody gonna give nobody face. And he can see a little bit better. He's a young coach. He's only seen it from the sidelines because he only was a quarterback coach, and then he turned to an offensive coordinator. He needs to see that full eye view so he can see what teams are doing on the snap and not worry about. He's the offensive coordinator. He doesn't need it from someone else. He needs to see what teams are doing at the snap.
Yoga fire.
That could help him a great deal, and he could do a test. He could do a test run in the preseason.
That's a good idea. Yeah, it makes sense. It would be new but it makes sense. Because generally,
he's not.
You want
he's not
on the ground are your motivators. You're right. I agree.
Yeah, and he can get some people on the ground. He can use his receiver coach or his offensive line coach or a running back coach to be the motivator.
Yeah, good idea. I like it. Yeah, well, make me 3 that agree. Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. Make me 3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I think it is a fit for him. And right now, I think he's doing what he's always done. He's always saw the game from the sideline. But wasn't it Dan Quinn that said it was the coach for Seattle that made him go to the booth?
That's right, because he said he didn't know when he became the defensive coordinator, because that's I think that was his first defense coordinator job, and because he took the defensive coordinator after the first guy left. I think the guy that was at the San Diego, and now he's at the Raiders, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And he asked Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll told him, said, "I want you to do it from the booth where you can get more focus and see, so you have no distractions and see how you want to play the game." Because he probably had motivators on the sideline, right? Yeah. So he had people that can do the to say, "Hey, get on people." Or go over technique type things, and he didn't want Dan Quinn to get so focused into that where he lost focus about how he's calling the game.
Right.
And I think that would be great for Kellen to try to help him be able to see it from another view. And this is all in the maturation of him. You know, he skipped a lot of steps, so he gotta
like that. Coach say he skipped a lot of steps. Coach, did he skip a lot of steps?
Yeah, he skipped a lot. You know, most time all the coordinators have coached some position more than 1 year. And the quarterback coach is not just that's virtually assistant offensive coordinator probably. So he done skipped the running backs, the linemen, the offensive assistant, all that. You know, he's not Sean McVay. Look at Sean McVay's history. He put work in first.
True. Ooh, he skipped some steps, coach. He skipped some
he did the same thing. Go back to the same thing I said about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin skipped a lot of steps, but then he had to turn back around and come back.
I like this. I like this, coach. Ooh, talk that dog. Oh,
finish him.
Ooh. Coach say he missed some steps. I love it.
Yeah, and that feeds into what you were talking about about this young team.
Yeah.
And I love y'all show yesterday. And
went hard yesterday, boy.
But
word was off the chain.
Yeah. And the young team needs. I said this before, and I don't know if you remember when I said that a young team needs to be showed how to win a championship before they can start being leaders themselves. So Brady is not Brady because he came in the NFL like that. He came in and was taught what it needs to be done. So when he went to Tampa, he already had that stuff in his so he can be a virtual coach on the field. Right. He only doing it the way he was taught by Bill Belichick.
Well, Coach, I tell you what, I sure appreciate you. Just on the side note, I just want to say this. I appreciate you, Coach, for really exercising your voice and being aggressive about your ideas. Because you're getting your stuff out there. And that's a good one. I got to give you...
Yoga Fire!
Yes, that's a good one. I think it's a perfect fit.
Well, I want to say one other thing, though, and I didn't get a chance to say it. I wish I could have talked to y'all fellas yesterday, right?
Okay, what you got?
And this is about McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
And when you showed that video of the Pittsburgh coach,
yeah,
and I put a chat in there. He's a leader of men.
Yeah,
and I said this. I've been saying this for a long time, and me and you have talked on an individual basis, and I've talked to you, and I've always alluded to that there needs to be a special breed of coach to win in Dallas.
Yeah,
and that special breed has to be a true leader of men because you have so many other distractions with these young guys.
Right. And from
so you have to. But listen, a true leader of men promotes confidence, not fear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when we talk about they came out of the San Francisco game and he alluded to them being scared, a true leader of men promotes confidence, not fear. That's a reflection on you, McCarthy.
Yeah. Man, you be hammering my boy McCarthy, but I ain't mad at you.
But that's the truth, though. A true leader of men promotes confidence.
We did address that because what we talked about yesterday was that it might not be in him, but he still needs to do something about the flatness. You know what I mean? So if your only days that you're able to get them boys to play hard is when you bring out the watermelons, you need to find some other ways, like assign some leaders, assign some emotional leaders, assign curse. We talked about that. You know, we did address.
And you got to be hard on those guys.
Yeah.
You got to be hard on those guys so they'll understand.
Yeah.
They'll translate your message to the rest.
Right. So he might not be the rah-rah guy. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean do nothing. I'm with you on that. You know what I'm saying? That, yeah, to where he, and that is a concern because you remember in 2000, it was 2014 when we got knocked out the playoffs by Green Bay, right? They was beating the snot out of Seattle in the first half and went flat in the second half, and Seattle came back. He been struggling with that.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not, boss, this again, I'm not hard. This is a proven ground for me. I'm still on the fence when it comes to McCarthy because I know McCarthy history.
You on the fence?
You know?
You on the fence, coach?
I'm on the fence because I'm on the fence with Mike McCarthy because I know his history. You know, we talk about his playoff victories. We talk about him going to a Super Bowl. But most of the times he made the playoffs at 10-6. And I've told you this. When people talk about the NFC East is weak now, the NFC North has been the worst division in football forever.
Man.
You can't even make this here. Detroit Lions have one playoff victory.
You right. That division is weak, but he still was.
It's always been.
No, I agree. I totally agree. But is that his fault?
And as soon as they played physical teams, they had problems. And one of the reasons why they fell out of love with him in Green Bay because they felt he wasn't the leader of men anymore.
I don't know if I trust them rumors up there, Coach. I just don't. I don't know. I ain't quite ready to sip on that. Hold on. They say my volume is low. Let me turn me up. Go ahead, Coach.
But I would say this, though. Okay? And I get this another point y'all brought up yesterday. And you brought it, and you hit it home because you said Stephen Jones is the king now.
One.
Right?
Yeah.
So if we got a problem with Stephen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stephen was the one. Let's go back, boss. You know I like to go back, just like you, and remember how things went about and what was said. Stephen was the main component of Kellen Moore becoming offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Stephen brought McCarthy to his dad's house on the recommendation of someone saying that he was in the box in the room, locked in the room, and watched all the Cowboy games. Stephen was the one that brought him to his daddy to say, "This is the guy I believe in."
Yeah, we know it's a Stephen guy. We know that. We know McCarthy is a Stephen guy.
So if Stephen and Kellen are Stephen guys, and we know how Stephen is, how much confidence can we give into the guys that are already wrapped around Stephen's finger?
I'm not buying it, Coach. Nope. I'm not drinking that cup. Nope. No.
Okay, let me give you another. No, let me give you something else.
All right, one more because I got to get back to this content.
Right?
Say that again.
Who went and sat with Dan Quinn and gave him a raise? Was it Steven? No. It was Jerry.
I got you, Coach.
If Jerry had his way, McCarthy would have been fired this year, and Sean Payton would have been coach there. But Steven would never let a guy come in that he can't have control to say, hey, I want you to not target main people. We want a system, and we don't want stars. Jerry has always went to get stars.
I'm with you.
So,
I'm with you.
But this is, again, he's trying to make his son, because he's 80 years old, and he's trying to let his son lead. But all of this dysfunction is coming from Steven, and as you said, if Jerry was to step down, or God forbid something happened to him, Kellen Moore probably be the head coach here.
Somebody say what I got in this cup. Some real Kool-Aid. For real.
So that is, you need to sip the Kool-Aid, because boss, you know that I'm not telling you that being backed up by some that didn't happen. Jerry has never said, he has not been glowing about Kellen, and he's been saying very critical things, borderline things about McCarthy. That stuff that interview you played yesterday sound like something that Steven sold to Jerry about McCarthy. And he replayed it to everybody about how he's got the ingredients and he could do it. And then the real Jerry came out at the end. The but. And I always told you, whatever comes after the but in a conversation is the truth.
I got you, Coach. Hey, let me get back to this content, Coach, and then I'm gonna open back up the phones. If they scared, call back in. All right.
All right then, boss.
All right, Coach.
Later.
All right, so cause me and Coach will go all day, and I never get through this content with Brad Sham. But hey, we finna take the next part of what Brad Sham was talking about, because I'm telling y'all, he was really coming with some real measured Kool-Aid, man. So y'all check him out. This is the second take from Mr. Brad Sham. Check this out. And he was on Sean and RJ. Listen.
Brad Sham, voice of the boys, here on Sean and RJ via the Diamond Factory hotline. The two big offensive storylines this week: Tony Pollard moving around, leaner Dak Prescott being unleashed to use his legs more versus last year. How do you feel about those two issues, Brad? Really, Pollard's usage versus Zeke, who is now much maligned in the Metroplex, and then Dak.
He calls Zeke maligned. That's so real.
Using his legs more than last year.
So the Pollard story, that last year, they were talking about doing that last year. And I remember.
Y'all heard Brad Sham?
Yoga fire.
Boy, man, that is some measured Kool-Aid out the gate. He said they was talking about doing that last year. Listen.
Last year.
So the Pollard story, that last year, they were talking about doing that last year. And I remember conversation at news conferences and training camp, and even in training camp last year, because of protocols, we still didn't get the opportunity to get even coaches off to the side. But the talk was... And McCarthy kind of led us in this direction. And
you hear what he said? He talking about the talk was, and McCarthy led us in this direction. Talk about the history then, Bob. Explain it to us, please, sir.
Certainly didn't disabuse us of the notion that with the versatility of both Pollard and Jarwin, to be able to, now this is last year, to be able to function from wide receiver routes as well as what they do, that you had the chance to have a much more multiple offense than it looked like. And you could have Pollard line up at running back and not be a running back on that play. Because
He literally talking about the details of what was sold to them last year.
What you know is he's going to run a wide receiver route. So what they've shown so far is a little bit more of him actually lining up at wide receiver, but they're just looking at that right now. They've talked about it before. They talked about it last year. Frankly, Sean, last year, after listening to them in training camp, I expected to see something along the lines of, if you remember how the Steelers used Le'Veon Bell in his best years with them.
Yeah.
Wait, God dog. Y'all better listen to Brad Sham.
Fire! Yoga fire! Yoga fire!
Bet, did y'all just hear what? Now, he was talking about last year the details of what Mike McCarthy was selling, how they was going to use Pollard. So let me go ahead and tell y'all, if y'all come to Boss Cowboy Sports, listen, I'm going to try to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. I'm going to be honest. This is what I honestly think about the news of Tony Pollard at receiver.
You are fake news. Wrong. You are fake news.
I don't believe it. I will only believe it when I see it. Because at this point, they've been doing the Lucy with the football. That's what they've been doing. Oh, Tony Pollard, he's lined up at receiver. And then we start drinking the Kool-Aid. Ooh, they finna give him the ball. Brad Sham, like, we saw this, we heard this last year. Boy, Brad Sham, talk that talk. Let's keep listening to Brad Sham. No, because he said something else that I wanted you to key on. He talked about last year he was envisioning Pollard to be used like Le'Veon Bell. Now, listen, and this ain't no patting yourself on the back. This is more so about concepts making sense from two different sets of eyes. Because if y'all remember, I did a whole breakdown analysis on how to use Tony Pollard. I also got that link in the description, so you can go check that out. I did a full breakdown. And one of the people that I also brought up was Le'Veon Bell and the concepts on how they can be used with Pollard as well as Zeke. And this is him from 2016 working against Dallas, where they was getting him the ball in space. And that's exactly what Brad Sham just said. That's exactly, and I've never talked to him a day in my life. So the concepts of how to really use Zeke and Pollard is already out there. Put it like this. I would say it just like this. This is an open book test. All you got to do is cheat, Kellen Moore. And they kept lining him up on stiffs. That's exactly what they did with Le'Veon Bell over and over and over and over and over. They was never using Bell downfield. They used him on slants at best. But everything else was majorly designed leak outs, flare routes, and they was just getting them on people like Sean Lee and trying to take advantage of the athletes on stiffs. It was matchup football. And I was showing the concept under this video. And that's exactly what Brad Sham just said. And I've never talked to him, not once. So, and y'all remember, I did a whole breakdown on that. And Brad Sham jumped in with some measured Kool-Aid and had the same vision last year, though. So when you got people like Brad Sham and you got me and the OC and you got all these other people that really know how to use their athletes like Pollard. I'm waiting to see, are you gonna really use Pollard for real? Or you gonna continue to give us distractions and false hope and fake touches that you really don't really intend on doing? I hope they do. But until they do,
You are fake news.
I ain't buying it. I'm not. Because remember, and I'm keeping it real. Remember, what did they say? We are saving Pollard for the playoffs. We want him fresh. And what did they do? What did they do versus San Fran? Oh, man. Yeah. Brad Sham jumped out quick and said, we heard this before. Let me listen to Brad Sham some more.
Before he left them, he lined up in the slot and he lined up wide, not just as a running back. And I kind of thought that we were going to see that with Pollard last year, and we never did. And so, yeah, I think that that's a thing that could happen. I think that they have to find ways early before they have Gallup. And I don't know how long he's going to miss in the regular season. He looks really good working off on the side, and I saw him at a golf tournament a month or so ago, and he's in a great frame of mind. But until they have Gallup at full strength, you're going to have to find other ways, because now you've taken out Cooper and Wilson and Gallup.
Boy, that boy is tough. Brad Sham. I got to. Come on, clap it up for Brad Sham. Come on, clap it up. Clap it. Boy, that Brad Sham is talking that good football. This is measured Kool-Aid, and I'm just sitting back enjoying it.
And until he's back, you've got to find ways to create offense, and that's where using Pollard as a wide receiver can be a big help, and also Schultz's ability to get up the field can be used creatively. So when you talk about the Pollard thing, I just smile because I think we've heard it before, and let's see what they do with it.
Jam, voice of the boy.
I just smile. See, that's when you a vet, right? When you know you hearing, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what's going on. I'm tired of teasing, okay? A lot of what was going on, I'm gonna be all the way honest. This is what was going on with a lot of those reports. They was just feeding the media stuff to feed us to get us excited. All right, I'm just gonna be honest now. I'm not buying it. I see Brad Sham. I got the exact same spirit that Brad Sham does. Until I see it,
You are fake news.
I ain't believing it. Nope. Cause how many times you go fool me? How many times you go sell me the same dream? All right, let's take some calls real quick. Let's take some calls. All right, let's take some calls, man. We got the phone lines back open. But listen, Brad Sham, it's some more. Brad Sham was in his bag, y'all. And listen, we go through. Oh, here we go. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hey, boss, this is B Bird, man.
What's up? What's up, B? What you got?
Nothing much. Just Freestyle Wednesday, right?
Yeah, change the subject. You got it.
Man, I had a question for you because it's something I hadn't asked anyone, but it's just been on my mind.
Okay.
The Cooper release or trade, I still don't like it. But one of the things that I've been kind of contemplating, just about some of the things that I've been kind of trying to piece together. What do you think the relationship between Dak and Coop was? Because just by the vibes I'm getting from how everything went down, I don't think it was good. Do you feel that way, or what do you think?
Oh, man. Oh, I need a conspiracy button. Hold on real quick. Let me see if I got one. I got this. Man, it is some reasons to think the way that you're thinking, B Bird. But continue down the track.
So what I'm saying is, whenever you look at when Cooper came and how and the boost they gave Dak Prescott, you would think you want to keep that guy around, man. You're like, man, this guy here was, a godsend for us that year when we were trying to do wide receiver by committee. But then this guy comes and just turned my whole, season around. But whenever they went to release him, it's not like I can't think of the young man, the Green Bay traded.
Adams.
What's his name?
Adams.
Adam. It's not like him. He wanted to be traded. So, he wanted to go back to Oakland Beavers as quarterback. Cooper didn't want to go. But I never saw Dak advocating for him to stay or just said anything in a positive way. One of the things, too, so I never, that's kind of weird because, like, man, that's your number one guy, man. And so, to not advocate to have that guy, that's a little bit weird to me. And so, not just that, but, all the focus that he put on, I think Jalen Tolbert, talked to him before, he's saying a lot of high praise and things like that. I just never saw those things for Cooper at the end. I don't know. I don't know if it would even help if Dak would have stepped in, but it just says something like, hey, Cooper's a valuable guy around here. He really makes our offense go. He's added a lot. My career's taken off since he's been here. I definitely wouldn't want him to go to another team or whatever, or to leave us. I see a future with us and us winning with this guy being here. Just a simple statement like that could have changed a lot, to me. Because I think with the Cooper thing, what leaves a bad taste in my mouth is that I think, and here's another conspiracy, so if you have a butt, you can hit it. I think the Cowboys purposely kept his numbers down. And if you ask me, you say, well, why would they do that? Because I think they wanted to release him. They knew that they wanted to release him sometime last year. And the reason why I say that is because, think about this. The year before, he had like 92 receptions for like 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he'd had those same numbers, say 92, 93 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 8 touchdowns, it'd have been hard to justify releasing him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh, we're going to trade this guy for a fifth. Everybody would have been in an uproar. But since his numbers were down, everybody was like, yeah, $20 million is, it's not that much for, 70-something catches and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. So, to me, I think it was, I think the whole last year really was a conspiracy. I mean, not a conspiracy. They were conspiring for some things to happen. I think that Zeke playing over Pollard, that no coach in their right mind would ever do that. So that was the front office thing. I think keeping some of Cooper's numbers down because, hey, he got that contract before they drafted CD and gave him 88. So his days were numbered at that point in time when they gave CD 88. So I think that they just wanted to make it more palatable for them to cut, and and they kept the numbers down and didn't let him go. So there's two things there. I think that happened, but I don't think that Dak advocated for him at all. To me, I don't even remember him saying anything after the year was over with about Cooper. I think it just happened. They traded him, and Dak Prescott, your number one target, just got traded, and you had nothing to say about that. But you did all this pre-scouting and calling on the phone of Jalen Tolbert and all this other kind of stuff. So you're interested in wide receivers, but you're not interested in the proven wide receiver, the proven product here, to having that kind of communication and that kind of relationship with him. It's just kind of weird to me. So it's been on my mind, so I just wanted to kind of throw it out there and see what you thought.
Oh, man. I'm actually looking for what Dez said about our system. Renell, I might need you, if you listening, big dog, I need you to DM me what Dez talked about, because it's going into what you talking about. And Dez wasn't messy, but it ties together with what you're saying. Give me 1 second to try to find it real quick. Y'all be patient.
Yeah. Well,
but go ahead.
I'll talk a little bit, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
So Dez, and so it's two wide receivers. I didn't like the way they did Dez, and I didn't like the way they did Cooper. So in 16 and 17, Dez's numbers went down because, we had a rookie quarterback. Then the next year, it was a lot of turmoil with Zeke being in and out and all that kind of stuff. But Dez in 16 was an advocate for Dak Prescott being there over Tony Romo. Right. Although his numbers were down, because what Dez wanted to do, Dez wanted to win, and we were winning. But what people have to understand is, y'all, is that the winning is in context. Everybody, they're still going to take individual performances and grade those things. So if your numbers are down, yeah, but man, we're 12-4, or we're 13-3, or whatever. Yeah, but your numbers are down. That's in a vacuum by itself. So we're not going to put your numbers with this team. And so when they evaluate Dez and they start seeing his value, then they'll say, like, yeah, we're winning, but you're not, contributing to that. And you can look at some other factors. As a rookie quarterback, don't really know how to throw the ball in the NFL yet. We're winning because our whole team was good, and we put him in. And so the same thing with Cooper, man. Like, your quarterback, man, as a wide receiver, really affects, your market, really affects your livelihood, really affects what kind of contract you're going to get. And so I think, to me, man, I'm just going to be real here. I think Dez's his career here ended early due to some of Dak Prescott, and I think Cooper's career ended here early due to some of Dak Prescott. You often talked about that time when Cooper had to get on him about throwing the ball. Don't throw a stop route that they call. That dude is late. That dude is sitting dead for that stop route. They jumping all those. Let's do a stop and go. And so they did it, and it was successful. But he had to stand there beg Dak Prescott to do that.
He did.
And so what I'm trying to say is, and those kind of things, if you're a wide receiver, you get pissed because this offensive coordinator is calling things, and this defense knows what it is. They're sitting on what we're calling because we're only running a few. We're not setting them up for anything. We're only running a few patterns. So what they're doing is they're sitting on everything. And so, but Dak is the guy that if you call it, he's going to run it. He's not Romo.
Right.
And so, and to me, man, that's a fault because you start looking at the top level quarterbacks in this game, man. They're not. You call something stupid from the sideline, they're gonna be like, "I'm in this game. I know what they're doing out there. I can see that. I can see this safety creeping up because he sees what's coming. So we're gonna run something different on this fool. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna set him up. Okay, he's there. No, you run this. You know what I'm saying? And then the coach over there, he can't say nothing because it was successful because they're in the game flow. It doesn't work all the time, but sometimes you can't just, hey, the coach called this is what we're going to run. And that's what happened with Cooper. He's like, dude, he called that, but we know it ain't fit to work. We're going to call a call that we know ain't fit to work? No, let's do the stop and go. Bam, bam, there it is. And so I can see Cooper, but that doesn't mean that that's who Dak Prescott is, right? That's who he was for that one play. Maybe some other plays in there. But he's always going to go back to, hey, the coach called this is what we're going to run. And that sounds good, but that's cover, man. That's cover to say that, hey, all I did is run what that guy called. So don't ask me the questions, ask him. Other quarterbacks like, I'm trying to win, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win. And so to me, I think a wide receiver is so dependent upon a quarterback, but it's got to be frustrating when the offensive coordinator is calling something that we know that everybody know in the huddle probably ain't gonna work, and the quarterback is going through with that call. And so I just didn't see, going back to the original question. Mm-hmm. I just didn't see
Dak having his back.
the advocacy that Dak had for Cooper in the latter days of him being here.
I definitely got a response on that. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I got a good response on that, and it perfectly ties into Brad Sham. So let me answer that right now. All right, it's perfect too.
All right,
it's a perfect call. I got you, B. I'm gonna address that right now. Okay.
All right. Talk to you later, brother.
All right, big dog. All right, that was B Bird. All right, so some people might be thinking, what that got to do with us right now? No, that got a lot to do with us, because if Dak is an advocate of the system over matchups, then we go see it again. That's why we can't ignore calls like that on Freestyle. We can't. That's a good call. That's a very smart call. And that's something that's very relative to right now. So if Dak and Kellen is on the same page on, yes, I'm committed to your system philosophy, then there's no major pushback on matchups versus systems football. So yeah, that's a very important call. So let me play Brad Sham, because this was actually the fourth take, but this goes into what B Bird was talking about. So listen to this. Y'all let's just let him talk. Listen.
I'll tell you another thing that I got a chuckle out of 2 weeks ago at OTAs, and this is again the opportunity to talk to guys in the locker room. They were, there was all the talk about how they've got to use both Lamb and Pollard more than they did last year. They got to get the ball to them. And when there weren't a lot of people around, I said to him, when Witten was a rookie, Parcells used to say, we've got to find a way to get the ball to Witten. And I said, I would say to Babe on the air, hey, Babe, how can they get the ball to Witten? And Babe would say, Throw it. That would be the best way to do it. So Dak laughed, and he said, yeah. And he said, and that's what we've got to do with Lamb. And I said, well, you've got the ball. I mean, aren't you going to decide? And the look on his face and the look in his eye indicated to me that he's way ahead of everybody on that, and how much. Now, you didn't ask me about Lamb, but I think this is a thing that we're going to get a look at once the season gets going. It seems to me that Dak sees everything in Lamb that you want to see from a number one receiver, and that Dak, as the quarterback, gaining in confidence every year, is going to take it upon himself to make sure that Lamb is treated as the number one receiver in terms of the distribution of the ball. Whether that plays out or not, that's part of the reason you watch. But that's one of the things I think is in Prescott's mind. I mean, it's up to him. If he wants to throw the ball to Lamb, he'll throw the ball to Lamb.
Brad Sham.
Ouch. To B Bird's point. So let's just stop and listen and think about what B Bird was talking about. Because Brad Sham just said that he gave him a look that was indicating we are going to get Lamb the ball. That's what I heard. Right? Now, I don't know how a look says all of that. I wish I could have saw that look. Like, how did he look at it? I wish I'd have saw the look. How do you look at somebody and have all of that verbiage in a look? But he said his look was like, we getting Lamb the ball. Let me play it again in case y'all think I'm making it up. Let me play it again. He said he gave him a look. Listen.
Once the season gets going, it seems to me that Dak sees everything in Lamb that you want to see from a number one receiver, and that Dak, as the quarterback, gaining in confidence every year, is going to take it upon himself to make sure that Lamb...
Hold on. That wasn't the part. I got to go back a little bit. Here we go.
On that, and how much... Now, you didn't ask me about Lamb, but I think this is a thing that we're going to get a look at once the season gets going. It seems to me that Dak sees every...
Hold on. It was before that. Hold on.
Aren't you going to decide? And the look on his face and the look in his eye indicated to me that he's way ahead of everybody on that, and how much... Now, you didn't ask me about Lamb, but I think this is a thing that we're going to get a look at once the season gets going. It seems to me that Dak sees everything in Lamb that you want to see from a number one receiver.
All right. So remember, the first thing that he talked about was the look that Dak gave him a vibe as if he was saying, we're going to get Lamb the ball. So to B Bird's point, where was this energy for Amari? It's a good question. It's a good question. And why? See, because I'm gonna be honest, I think every receiver that speaks out gets out of here. That is the culture of who we are. T.O. spoke up about Romo over targeting Witten. Early debt. Early debt. Dez spoke up about the lack of targets and the lack of creativity on Scott Linehan and shot him. Early debt. Cooper spoke up about the lack of targets and how he could help on third downs and the red zone and
finish him.
Early debt. Yeah. I'm just being honest. That is the pattern that I see with the Dallas Cowboys. There is no receiver that's truly built to be the number one in Dallas, because T.O., it was almost like the parable of the three pigs. T.O. was too hot, too alpha. Dez was too alpha. And then Cooper, he wasn't alpha enough. It's like, who do you want to be your number one? And what number one does not want the ball? I want a number one who wants the ball and acts like that. I'm sorry. They're made like that. They want the shine. That's why they are receivers. They are glory positions. That is the nature of that position. They want the crowd. They are the true gladiators. They rock the crowd. They live for the ball. So if you don't have a receiver that speaks out, you do have a beta.
Finish him.
Do I need to say that again? If you don't have a receiver that speaks out, you have a beta. And betas and alpha receivers don't mix. The real betas, let's be honest, it's the corporate America Cowboys, because they don't understand, in my opinion, the nature of receivers. I'm going to take a call. Boss Cowboy.
Hey, what's up, boss? This guy Blackwell.
What's up, Blackwell? Let's get it.
Hey, look, I wanted to touch on what B-Bird touched on far as the contract, when he said that it seemed like they wanted to get Coop up out of there before the year had began. Okoye got a good little saying that he be preaching about everybody with their contracts. He be saying how they do their negotiations in Dallas. He be saying everybody that hold their feet to the fire, if you want to live, you can live like a king for a day or live like a prince forever. So everybody that hold out during negotiations and be trying to get max contracts, it's like they eventually, you know what I'm saying, bite and give them max deals. But it seems like they always, you know what I'm saying, leave her out in their contracts after 2 years so they can be able to cut them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, after that 2-year mark goes, they started to, you know what I'm saying, diminish their targets, diminish their reps and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Start blackballing them in the media and stuff like that. They do it to everybody. The receivers, especially receivers and stuff like that.
Facts.
You know, so I just wanted to go ahead and touch on that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Just like even with Gallup got that big deal. You know what I'm saying? That little big deal right now, but he got an out in his deal right now after 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people. We need to start paying attention to that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? When they start making these big deals, giving these big deals out to our players, man. Because that's what they doing.
Man, good call, man. That's a fantastic freestyle. Whoo, I can't.
Yes,
all right, let me. I can't even address that. That's too deep, bro. I have to pull out the numbers on that. I have to pull out the numbers. But I will.
Yes,
I promise you. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do a show specifically on what you talked about. Cool.
All right.
All right. That's my word. All right. That was a good call, man. I'm glad I answered that call. Whoo, man, y'all bringing that fire today. See, Tariq says Stephen Jones is the problem. I can't disagree with that, because we got to pay attention, because why all of a sudden now y'all know how to give a number one the ball? Now y'all starting to revert back to common sense. Now listen to him. We're gonna use Lamb as the Z receiver, similar to Jerry Rice. That's what they saying now. But when they had a number one last year, y'all was saying, well, we didn't give Amari his touches because the system. Or is it what Cole Beasley said, to where Stephen Jones in the front office dictates who gets the ball? Hey, it's starting to look like Cole Beasley was telling the truth. Can we just be honest? And all the people that's the company men, they gonna continue to play ball with that stuff. But the boys who want to win, like those alpha receivers, this one thing you can say about T.O. T.O. want to win. Dez want to win, and Cooper want to win. That's why he went at Dak and was like, say, man, they sitting on our routes, bro. We need to go vertical. See, Amari was the dude that would speak up. He didn't play the politics. He didn't. He was a quiet guy, but he spoke his mind. But he did it politically correct. He wasn't, obnoxious about it. He wasn't anyway like T.O. or anyway like this. But it was the fact that he spoke up against the system. Yeah. So hold on. Let me. So y'all. Let me see. Let me go back to Brad Sham. Then I'm gonna take another call. All right, but y'all bringing that heat on Freestyle. I like that.
Dak, he looks phenomenal, and I really think that his lack of running was partly last year self-imposed, partly the coaching staff saying, "Look, he's got an uncertain leg still until we see it," and so that was a weapon that they'd had before. I don't think he's not going to be Lamar Jackson.
But y'all better listen to Brad Sham. See, all right. And the reason why he's speaking on Dak, because everybody was talking about the news came out. Breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. They are planning on using Dak's legs. Listen, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be all the way honest.
You are fake news.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. It was fake news, y'all. They was just selling us. We plan on using Dak legs. All right, listen. I'm just going to be honest. Do y'all want me to lie or be honest? Tell me now. Tell me now.
Yoga fire.
What do you want? Do you want the truth or do you want to lie? They have not used Dak's legs since 2018, even before his ankle was injured. They stopped using Dak's legs a long time ago, and they not going back. I just want to tell you the truth. They not doing it. I just want you to listen to Brad Sham because he giving you measured Kool-Aid. Now, if I say it, you might not listen, but just listen to Brad Sham. Listen.
But yeah. I think that he'll run more. But the notion, here's what makes me laugh: the notion that Mike McCarthy is going to stand up at a news conference in June and tell the world how Dak Prescott is going to be used in the offense.
Yeah,
it's just laughable. It's a reasonable question, but the answer you get in June is just the answer you get in June, and there's nothing else to talk about So
He said that's what you get in June when there's nothing else to talk about.
Yoga fire.
Listen, man, this is why Brad Sham, I appreciate you because you came out. You didn't give no fake Kool-Aid. You gave us the real. You was like, man, they are feeding us some fake June hope. Here, birds. Here, birds. Feed on this trash. I'm not buying it. Listen,
You are fake news.
no, I'm not buying it. No, Dak legs is gonna still be handcuffed. Management has spoken. I'm telling you. All right, let me listen to Brad Sham if he still has something to say. Then I'm gonna take some calls. All right, hold on real quick.
it's really kind of meaningless. But I think when the games start, I think once we get to September and starts
Hold
for
on, I'm
real,
taking a call.
I think that you'll see him be
Boss Cowboy.
more involved.
Boss,
Yo,
it's Coach Marv again, man. I'm finna be messy now.
all right, I'm ready.
All right. You're right. That's just fake news. I heard fake news, and here it is again. I heard fake news all year long from my head coach.
Okay.
Let's say this. I will start to lead off this. If Mike McCarthy is credited to making Aaron Rodgers from a rookie quarterback when he got his start into a Super Bowl winner, why is he not the person in the main person in Dak Prescott's ear? Why is he allowing the main person to be as the guy that only started coaching in 3 years ago? Second point, to B Bird. If Dak is a killing guy, yeah, they didn't have a good relationship. That's obvious. I told you earlier in the year, I felt that the offensive team was not confident in the play caller and the offensive coach to design plays for them to be at their best. And it would show in the biggest moments. So
Yeah.
let's look at the Kool-Aid now. That you said that they're fake news.
Fake news.
You played that thing with Brad Sham, and I listened to it. And he said about when Bill Parcells seen Jason Witten was a rookie, and he said, the head coach said, I wanted the ball to get to Jason Witten,
Right.
and everybody else fell in suit to get the ball to Jason Witten. He just had to say it one time because he was a head coach, a leader of men. Cooper wasn't getting the ball. Mike McCarthy got on the podium and said, I love to see when Coop get the ball.
Yep.
And they say, cool.
He sure did.
And then he still turn around and they still ain't get the ball. He said, we need the running game.
Yep.
We need to run the ball. In the biggest games, they didn't run the football.
Nope. 3 touches of
So-
Tony Pollard.
If he's going to be a leader of men, if he loses the confidence of the players, and I said this time and time again, once guys feel that you're not putting them in the best situation for them to be successful, they're going to turn you off, and nothing you do will really work because it's going to show in the biggest moments. When you get in the biggest games, the dysfunction is going to show, and you're going to have a lack of confidence in what you do, and you're not going to perform well. Whatever Dan Quinn says that they're going to do, after the Raiders game, he said, we're going to get right back to our same style. What did they do? What he said they're going to do, is what they gonna do. So we've been hearing this same stuff all year long. Mike McCarthy been getting on the podium and answering the same questions all year long and turning around, and we don't see the results on the field. So what good is he?
Wait! Hold on, coach. No, I'm listening. Go ahead.
I mean, I know we're putting hope and we're saying hope, but the evidence, if Mike McCarthy was in the court and we were saying, is he real? Is he really trying to do these things? The evidence was he would be prosecuted and found guilty of fraud.
Whoa!
Because there's not a head coach in this league that will say stuff over and over again on the podium, and we don't see it reflected on the field. You telling me you're going to see CeeDee Lamb going to be a Jerry Rice? You just started to say this now? You don't have to publicly get on Kellen. This is what you do behind closed doors.
Yeah. Agree.
And okay, we say, oh, well, he's worried about being fired. I said the last time I talked to you, boss, if he's worried about being fired because he's not going out on what he thinks is the way to go, he will lose the respect of the players. They may like him. They may think he's a good guy, but they don't think he's working in their best interest.
Hold on, coach. See, I got to push back a little bit because I feel like Mike McCarthy did earn the respect of his players again when he spoke out on the Rich Eisen show. You know what I mean? When he pushed back at Jerry. And then Jerry, in response later, which was last week, where he came out, he spoke super glowingly about Mike McCarthy. You know what I mean? And I think that was because he pushed back. You know? Because remember, we was thinking his balls was cut. We was calling them unsullied. I think we got to give him some time to see, do you run this team? You gave Kellen a rope to hang himself. Now they trying to give you rope to hang yourself. Do you have the authority and the nuts to now rein in Kellen when he getting too pass happy and too cute? Because now
that's true.
You go be held accountable. It's no longer if he install it, he calls it. No, they go look to you anyway. So I think that's why we starting to see more matchup talk versus system talk. I think he is truly letting his nuts hang. But the problem is this. The problem is, yes, it's your car, Mike McCarthy, but they still giving the keys to Kelly to drive. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem, because if Stephen Jones want to dictate, he's still going to Kelly.
And Kelly's driving the car.
Yeah, he driving.
I'm gonna tell you something about the car driver.
Mm-hmm.
Kellen.
Yeah.
The insurance of the Cowboy fans and women don't cover Kellen driving. And they're not gonna pay up for Mike McCarthy if something happens.
Right.
If the car runs and crashes, Mike McCarthy's gonna get outed with nothing, because the insurance only covers the head coach in driving the car.
Right.
So I say it again. I said this before, and I hope Dak people hear this. You're going to have to get to a point that is the only guy that you thought that he was the guy that started you to get good numbers. He was the guy, he was your friend. He was the guy in the locker room with you. He was the guy that probably told you, if I become offensive coordinator, Dak, I can get you that big contract. And he has been right beside Dak Prescott the whole time, Kellen Moore. But you gonna follow Kellen Moore into a black hole, Dak. Because this system and not targeting main receivers, because if we feel this pressure from the organization of Steven to his people, Kellen and McCarthy, you're going to follow him down a black hole, and you're going to lose the trust of your own teammates, and the word is going to get out on you. You are too good of a player. I believe you're a top 5 quarterback in this league as of today, right to now. But you have to understand that this young guy may be not the one that can take you to the next level. And Cowboy fans, we have to understand that. Just like the guy shut me up in the barbershop. They asked me that question, boss. Can this young guy that just started coaching take your quarterback to the next level? And the coaching in me and being in football as long as I have, I was at a loss for words.
Wait a minute.
Because I don't blame Kellen can take Dak to the next level. He has probably taken him as far as he can take him. And when you level out, the only way you start going then is down. He needs that mentor to come in there, that new voice like Kittner came in there and put stress on him to do things outside the box. And that's McCarthy's job. That's what he was brought there to do. That's what he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He started out with Aaron Rodgers. That's his job. If he can't do that, we talk crazy. I guarantee you Sean Payton to get into the next level, because he took a noodle arm guy in Drew Brees that could throw the ball 60 yards and made him a Hall of Famer. And he wanted Tony Romo.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, man, I appreciate the call, Coach. I'm going to take a couple more calls.
Boss, you say all these receivers got out of here. All the reason why all the receivers got the action because they spoke up, because you had alpha receivers, but you ain't had no leader of men as coaches when they got kicked out of here either.
Facts.
Because you did, they would have said, hell no. We need alphas. Alphas, no alphas. And we got a bunch of betas at coaches.
Ooh, you almost said quarterback.
Super Bowl. You got to run with this defense in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You got to be Chicago Bears.
Yeah. I'm starting to think.
All right, boss. Appreciate it,
brother.
All right,
Coach.
I had to get that off my chest. I feel much better now, brother.
Hey, listen, Coach. Here's the shoulder. Go ahead and let it out. Let it out.
All right, man.
That was Coach Ball, man. I see Michael Evans been calling. Mike, I'm going to call you, big dog. You call me a lot. I'm going to call you, big dog. I'm going to call you, man. Oh, man.
Hello.
Mike.
Yes.
It's Marcus, Boss Cowboy Sports.
Hey, how you doing? I never talked to you before.
Okay, well, your voice matters, so let's get it in.
Hey. Am I in here now?
Yeah, you in the show.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. I'm going to kind of touch on what Coach Marv and what B-Bird was saying, but with the talk about Coach Marv, he's absolutely right. I think Mike McCarthy needs to go a step further. He needs to take the play calling away. If he's going to go out, he needs to go out on his own terms. He just said, I'm the king. This is the castle. I'm the king. And if anyone's going to fall on the story, I'm going to fall on the story. I'm going to do it my way. He's had Drew Brees. He's also had he's had Aaron Rodgers. Mike McCarthy knows what he's doing. And all this nonsense that people are saying that, oh, I saw today that Mike McCarthy's going to get fired by mid-season. This stuff just needs to stop. I mean, what has he done that is going to get him fired by mid-season? And all this other talk about, well, Sean Payton's going to come in here. Well, is he? Is Sean Payton better than Mike McCarthy? Looking at their numbers, they're not. They both got one Super Bowl.
Right.
They both have a Hall of Famer at quarterback. Their win-loss record is almost identical. And do you really think Sean Payton's going to come up in here and everyone say, oh, well, Sean Payton's going to have all these authority? Do you really think he's going to come in here and Stephen Jones is going to give him that power? And don't even get me started on Stephen. I'll get to him in a minute. But Sean Payton's not coming here.
Yoga fire.
I talked to people. I said he is not coming. He is not going to come because what he wants, Stephen Jones won't give it to him. Now you probably keep wondering why he's saying Stephen and not Jerry. Well, that's because Jerry is not running the Cowboys anymore. Stephen is. And people are asking, well, why do you say that? Well, everybody think back to the Johnny Manziel draft, where everyone on planet Earth, if you were on this planet, if you were out in the solar system, you were below ground, everybody knew Jerry Jones was going to take Johnny Manziel. But we all know what happened. It was reported that Stephen took the draft card away from Jerry, and that's when the coup took place. And now Stephen is running the show. And there was this talk about how Stephen pushed Jerry up against the wall about some guy they wanted to say, oh, I know what it was about Dion. That he didn't want to get Dion, but Jerry did anyway. Jerry did anyway. But it's just, but you're right, boss. I know we keep it real here.
Yeah.
And I'm not buying that. I'm not buying what they're saying. And all this, and people drinking the Kool-Aid, Brad Sham told the truth.
He told the truth.
He's
Brad
not
Sham.
buying it. He ain't buying it. You're not buying it. All these other people aren't buying it. I won't believe it till I see. They're going to say they're going to use CeeDee Lamb like Jerry Rice. Okay. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see they do. And they had the chance to use Tony Pollard last year.
Right.
And they didn't do it.
Right.
So what makes them think they're going to do it this year? And let me just pivot to about what you call the alpha wide receiver. And you were right. There was T.O. T.O. spoke up. They got him up out of here.
Yep.
Dan spoke up. They got him up out of here. Cole Beasley, same thing. You even got a couple of TV outlaws. Bryce Butler spoke out. And they got him up out of here. I believe Patrick Creighton started speaking of he want more touches. They got him up out of here. And Amari,
Finish him.
Same thing. He wasn't like Dan, he wasn't like T.O., but he said that he felt that he wasn't getting the touches because you remember that interview that they did with Amari during the season, and he said, well, during practice, he said, the plays they're installing, I just know the ball is not coming my way. So what Bieber said, was they kind of taking Amari out of the game plan? Yes, they were freezing him out on purpose. They did. Amari knew that there were times he wasn't going to get the football. Because why did his number just go drastically down? They just
targets. Yeah, his targets went to hell. Facts.
But some of these people, they need to just start realizing what's really going on here. And I'm worried. I'm worried about this season. There's no way this team is, I think, personnel-wise, they're better right now than they were this time last year. And, Boss, please just keep putting this stuff out here. Just you're the voice of reason out here because we got to get the truth because all these other people, and I know everybody loves listening to 105, 104, 5.3 The Fan, but they're just toting Jerry's water. in my opinion, they want to keep those ratings up. They want to keep the ratings and the clicks. So, but I'm glad Brad Sham went up there and he just spoke truth to power.
He did. He told the truth.
And then put those guys straight.
Yeah, Brad Sham was telling the truth, man. I really appreciate it. He just was no fluff. He said it's a slow June. He said this is the type of stuff you get in June. I said, damn.
And why would they even?
What'd you say?
But why? Everyone wants you don't want to tell the whole league what you're gonna do. So why would they come out and say, "Well, we're gonna use one a wide receiver, and then we're gonna have Dak Prescott one more"? Why in God's name would you put that out? So now the whole league hears it. So
feeding the birds.
They're gonna be looking for that. They're gonna be ready for it.
Yep, they feeding the birds. Here media, here fans, here's some hope. Eat it. Eat.
Lord,
Eat some of this.
I've been a Cowboy my whole life, boss, and I'm telling you, even my faith has been shaken. How these guys operate now. It really has.
Man, yeah, your confidence should be destroyed. like you have hope, but confidence. Come on now, you lie. I got all the confidence in the world. No, you don't. Hope? Okay, let's never stop the hope. Go ahead.
Well, the only place I get hope, boss, is on shows like this. This is where I get my hope. I don't get it from them.
Yeah, nah.
I don't get it. I get my hope right here.
Yeah, they gave us plenty of reason to doubt them. So that's fair. That's just fair. So but great call, man. I'm glad I called you, Mike. Listen, whenever you want to call in, if you bring that type of thunder, you can come right in my refrigerator, open it up, and just get to drinking all the measured Kool-Aid you want, big dog.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I'll definitely do that.
Okay, Mike, man, you definitely added to the show, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. That was Michael Evans, man. That was. Listen, I'm not lying when I tell y'all, man. When I tell y'all, freestyle makes the show. I love freestyling with y'all, man, because I get to sit back and just listen to the fire knowledge that come from y'all, man. It just always impressive. I'm gonna take one more call. I can't handle no more. Boss Cowboy Sports.
What's up, boss? This is Blackwell again, bro.
Okay, what you got, Black? Keep it short, bro, because I'm burning out. I'm on fumes.
All right, my bad, bro.
You good?
Look, every time we got that gonna have these shows, we always complaining and talking about the offense, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
The offense. Whoa. Everybody. Huh?
Ain't that funny? Because guess what? Last year, we was complaining about the D, and we was depending on the
We was depending on the offense, bro. But to be honest with you, last year we was kind of optimistic. You could kind of feel that the defense was gonna kind of shape out because we brought in Dan Quinn.
Hold on, man. I gotta give you a hand on that.
You had a feeling. You had that feeling because you was like, we always was longing for the Legion of Boom when we had the master of the Legion of Boom coming in. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And he piecing it together now.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
That I can't fight you on that, bro. I love freestyle. Keep freestyling, brother.
He gradually piecing it together right now. You know what I'm saying? It's so funny because every single coach on that offensive side of the ball is incompetent. You know what I'm saying? We can't say not one coach on the offensive side of the ball is a good teacher. Not the wide receiver coach, not the tight end coach, none of them for real.
Wait, no, yes we can. I ain't gonna fight you on that though, but yes we can. It's a couple of them in there.
The best one.
The tight end, he nice. The receiver coach, we don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Outside of him, the rest of them, we just throw our hands up with them for real.
I like filming, dog. I like filming. Everybody else don't like filming. I like filming.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? We could do without him. If he was to go to Dan Amari, would you care?
I would.
So look, this is where I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying, though?
Mm-hmm.
Our best teacher on as far as our coaching staff go, I know Jerry keeps teasing us with the Sean Payton thing. I know he ain't gonna come in. It's Dan Quinn, man.
You ain't gonna get no fighting out of me, dog. I ain't gonna fight you on
so
that one.
It's like if Mike McCarthy and them bomb out this year, man. You know what I'm saying? If we don't bring in Sean Payton this year, because I ain't gonna lie, I think the one person that could benefit the most from having Sean Payton come in there, I would love to have Sean Payton. The only thing I would hate about it is like the potential to lose Dan Quinn. But
facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think that Dak would benefit the most, and he's the most important position on the field. You know what I'm saying? So it might benefit us the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By bringing him in. You know what I mean? And like I said, and I put it in the chat, if Sean Payton was with us, we'd have had 2,000-yard rushers this year. They held Pollard back just so he wouldn't even reach that milestone. He was knocking on the door all year getting it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It was no reason why we shouldn't have had it. They should have said Zeke.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he could have healed up. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole offensive staff, man, they just been dropping the ball the entire time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they just need to get it together, man. I think that Jerry may possibly, and I don't know if he just feeding us little, you know what I'm saying, little appetizers just to make us happy right now or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's just gonna let them, you know what I'm saying, bomb out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? See how they gonna do for a year or whatever. And if they do good, he gonna keep them. You know what I'm saying? Let Steven keep running things. If they fail, he gonna go step back in and start pulling strings himself. I don't know what he gonna do, but you know what I'm saying? He need to step back in, man. We need Jerry back, man. This it's looking ugly with Steven, man. Everybody keeps saying how we need to come up with ways to help Kellen. We need to help Steven first because, you know what I'm saying, in order to help help Kellen, we got to help Steven because he the one pulling the strings for Kellen.
Man. Yeah, bro. Let me go on in the show, man. I'm over here hurting.
All right. I got you, bro.
But good call, bro. I appreciate it.
All right.
That was Blackwell. I got to end the show, man. I'm over here nose running. Oh, man. That mean I need to get some sleep, man. Immune system just tripping. All right, but everybody that's in here, man, before y'all leave, the right thing to do, as you've been sitting here getting this content from all people like Blackwell, people like B-Bird, people like Michael Evans, you know, people like Coach Marv, hit the like. You might not like me. I understand. If you don't like me, you don't like the OC, that's fine. But at least like them because they put in some good content. They did. Like they made the show. Their thoughts, their insight, their questions made the show. Obviously, Brad Sham, you know, and me doing commentary was good, but they made the show. So don't leave without hitting that like, and then also subscribe to Boss Cowboy Sports. I am going to continue to give you guys content on a consistent basis, but I am going to be recharging at the same time. So y'all get ready. I'm going to be doing more content. That's going to be more live and video related, maybe in cars and stuff. Not as fancy because it's going to be me just recharging, you know, because once the season start, it is absolutely no stopping. All right. And so it's going to be breakdowns on a weekly basis of our opponents. It's going to be still looking at potential draft people that's coming up. It's going to be preparing for Boss Cowboy Sports 4, the book. It's a whole lot of stuff that's going to get started. So in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to be more so recharging and getting ready for training camp. But I'm still going to be here, so keep y'all notifications on because I'm going to be here. And Renell, I needed you, big dog. You late, dog. I needed that Dez tweet dog. Sent to the DM and you came in late. Oh, but it's all good. We'll do that tomorrow. We gonna talk about that tomorrow. So we gonna go live. We gonna do another freestyle show. So y'all come in, have your thoughts together. As you can see, it don't have to be about what I'm talking about. B Bird talked about stuff that was different. Blackwell talked about stuff that was different. Mike and Coach Marv, all was different. It had nothing to do with what I was talking about with Brad Sham, because freestyling is about you guys. All right. So anyway, that's Boss Cowboy Sports, man, where your voice matter. Your boys out.
Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matters. Boss Cowboy Sports.